the Rangers do not have a Game 1 starter to announce right now. That's correct?
Right.
Okay. And we will open the floor up for questions for Bruce.
Okay, so where are you on a Game 1 starter in terms of...
Oh, we're close. I'll have something here probably in an hour or so. We're still talking about it. We have some options. So I would say once the workout's over, then we'll announce who's going to start.
Okay. How much of a challenge has it been for you to fill out the number 3 spot in the lineup card lately?
I don't know if it's a challenge. I mean, we've mixed it up. I think you look at Grossman and, Nate was there for the most part this year. Garber's been there. So it is something we do talk about. I wouldn't call that a challenge so much as, we look at the pitcher that's going that day, but it doesn't mean we don't tweak the lineup, which you've seen us do. We could tweak it tomorrow. Don't have it down for you yet, but we just finished talking about it a little bit, and we'll finish talking about it soon.
What Evan Carter has done for you, does that put him in the conversation?
Well, of course it does. You look at what he's done. He's handled himself so well. Yeah, he could go there. He could go in the 5-hole. He could hit anywhere in the order. So these are things we're talking about now. What we think is the best way to set up our lineup.
Okay, on the right, third row.
As you've taken a look at the Orioles the past couple of days, what kind of stands out to you about them?
I'd say as much as anything, it's just a young, aggressive team, very talented ball club. Starts with great starting pitching they have. They do a tremendous job. You don't win 101 games without having really good pitching, which they have. But it's also a good lineup, balanced lineup. They have speed. They're aggressive on the bases. A very well-managed club. Brandon's done a great job with them. So, when you get to this point, you're playing a really, really good team.
Yeah, both starting pitchers that you will see from them, Kyle Bradish and Grayson Rodriguez. You saw them early in the season. They've obviously grown. They're young pitchers. What have you seen from them over the season and when you look at them the past couple of days?
Good stuff, good command. Big fastballs along with, they have good spin too. But they are good young arms that really, you look at the two that we're facing. One guy's been here all year. He's kind of led the way, but and here they brought up a young kid that really has stepped in and done a great job. We saw his debut, and you could tell he has really good stuff. Big fastball, a good carry on it, and looks like he got comfortable, and he's done a great job for him.
Okay, in the front, Kennedy.
Not to beat a dead horse with the lineup, but with the 3-hole, are you shocked that regardless of who's there, that more people don't walk Corey Seager like Tampa did a couple of times?
Well, sometimes you're not in that position. So he gets his walks, he takes them, and when you have a good hitter up there, they're always going to try to be careful. So, we got Garcia coming up too, very dangerous hitter. It's every club's going to be different, but just like when we're facing certain clubs and certain hitters, you're trying to be careful. That's not unusual, and so as far as our lineup, we'll structure it to where we think it's the best way to go.
Also in Tampa, it seemed like you guys were stealing a few more bases, more aggressive on the base pass. Was that something related to the Rays specifically, or is that something you want to do more in the
I think you
season?
adjust to every team, every pitcher, how they hold runners. This is part of the preparation that we go through, just like every team, and we have some speed here, and we'll push it on some games. Some games you'll see not quite as much. So it's about adjusting to what they give you.
Okay, we'll stay here in the front.
Josh Young was saying that when he first came off the IL, he was kind of pressing to be first half Josh Young again. Did Game 2, the way he played, did that look more like first half Josh Young to you, I guess?
I agree. Yeah, no doubt. He's, he missed some time, and that's a pretty big injury. When you have a little fracture there in the thumb, so came back probably a little sooner than we even thought. But we wouldn't have brought him back if we didn't think he was ready. But still, to hit major league pitching, it's not that easy to just come back and get right back where you were. But I agree with you. His last game, I thought he saw the ball better, he got better swings off, and it's more who he is.
And just what is a more first half Josh Young do to this lineup? Especially, I know you hit him 8th in Tampa, but what does that do to just lengthen this lineup?
Well, no doubt. I mean, the numbers show that. I mean, this guy was a starting third baseman in Seattle, so he was big for us to get. At that point, we were missing both he and Garcia, but to get him back, I think sent a sense of confidence throughout the club. And, hey, we got one of our guys back, and then Garcia comes back, and so it does stretch out the lineup. And he's a guy that I pretty much not pretty much. I've left in the 5 hole, but I like the versatility with him right now. Whether it's 6th, 7th, or 8th, to move him around a little bit. You look at pockets in our game now. I mean, a pitcher comes in, he has to face a minimum of 3 hitters. So that plays a little bit of your decision how you set up your lineup.
Okay, over on the right.
Bruce, Brandon Hyde, spent a lot of time in the Bay Area, and he said he watched you a lot, kind of studied your style and that kind of stuff. What do you know about him, his style, and what kind of manager he's become?
I mean, I've talked to Brandon. He's such he has done such a great job here. I mean, you look at where Baltimore was and where they're at now, and I think you have to look at him and how steady he is, and he just looks like he does a tremendous job here. A great baseball guy that has turned this team around, and now you look at them, they're one of the best teams in baseball, and I think it starts with him and the job he's done. Yeah, we've talked about he's from the Bay Area, and so growing up there, and I got a nice little send-off here when I retired, so I thank him for that too, but he took care of me on that.
Okay, in the middle back.
Boch, who are the people, players, or coaches who have helped you establish the culture that this organization has set out to establish?
Gosh, I think you learn from everybody, past managers, coaches, things that you liked, things that you didn't like, and I talk about Bill Verdon a lot, the first manager I played for with Houston, and I think anytime you're a young player, you're going to get impacted by, especially your early managers. But Dick Williams, I was fortunate to play with some really good managers and even coaches. So I think eventually, you are who you are. You try to have your own way of doing things, but you're always looking to get better at what you do, and that's maybe watching other managers, reading things, whatever, just trying to improve. None of us ever arrive, I don't think. Players, coaches, managers, and it's all about trying to, just continue to get better.
All right, we'll take one last one from Evan.
On Carter, he's hitting the number 9 spot for you since he's come up, and he's been very effective there. As you weigh all that, is there any concern that moving him out of the number 9 spot may be too much burden for him at this point?
Not really. I think you look at what he's done in the 9 spot, and we talked about this. It's you're putting table setters down the bottom of the order, Tavares. You look at Carter, then you get into the top of the order, and they've done a great job. You look at what Josh and Carter did last game. So that's important to a lineup too. So, but you like the versatility of someone like Carter. I don't think he's going to be affected. He certainly hasn't shown it. He's just having a lot of fun playing, and I don't think he cares where he hits in the lineup. So, sometimes you go, well, it's not broke, don't fix it. It's been going with him hitting there, but I would have no concern with putting him somewhere else.
Hey, and last thing, I know he hasn't pitched, he hasn't thrown yet, but has Scherzer already started to lobby you?
We talked earlier. He's going to throw today, and then we'll see. But he's going to face some hitters and see where we're at with them.
Okay, do you have one more?
Yeah, hey Bruce, sorry. Just wanted to ask, you mentioned how, where the Orioles were and now where they are. Your team kind of went through something similar. How difficult is it to go from being a 90 loss, 100 loss team to a 90 win, 100 win team in such a short span?
Yeah. I've said this. I mean, it's obvious when you have a team that won over 100 games, it starts with talent, and which they have. Pitching on the position player side, but sometimes one of the last hurdles to get over is that winning feeling, attitude. When you've been losing for a few seasons, that's kind of the last hurdle that you get over, and they've gotten over that, obviously, with what they've done. So it's not unusual, but still, sometimes it takes a while, but as fast as it happened for them, last couple of years, it's impressive.
Thank you, Bruce. Really appreciate the time.
Okay.